little bit of a different workshop just because of everything that's happening with the community. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time. And I don't mean that in a rude way to other beatboxers, but I feel like a lot of people are just saying like the community needs to be stronger and stuff. And it's like I don't think they're really explaining anything or reminding you guys that like you're the reason of like how this is gonna play out. And no, I don't mean with this whole situation with this beatboxer. I don't mean, oh, that's your fault. But what I'm saying is like there was a time where he was a beginner beatboxer just like me and you, and he practiced and he got good and he got to the top. Like I want to see all of you guys be at GBB. I've told you guys this since I started World of Beatbox. Like I'm here to help and I want to see you guys become the best beatboxers ever. That means that you got to be the best like you can be. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, oh, I'm a good beatboxer, but in person I suck. Like you got to be good all overall. Okay. There's times I wake up this morning, for example. Okay. I've been stressing out this week. A lot of you guys know about the whole GBB incident. I'm just going to clear it up now. That's not the only beatboxer. He's not the only one. There's multiple people this is going on with right now. Swiss is just focused on him. And it's like, there's multiple people this is happening with. Two of them happen to be I was really close with. Like I was very close with. So I haven't slept. Okay, but just to give you an example of what I mean. This morning, I barely slept. I've been stressing. I was throwing up all this morning. I could not stop puking. I was stressing. And I was like, oh, God. I still got to make an announcement that I have a workshop. Like, I could totally be lazy. Be like, guys, I'm not doing workshop today. I got to cancel. I could. Or I know that with this beatbox scene, I am Kindo. And Kindo has made this impact. So what? I'm now just going to change all of a sudden? I can't do that. Even with those tough times, you still got to stay good. You know, and I can really ask any of you guys, but majority of you guys have hit me up on Instagram or Facebook or Discord or something. Have I hit every single one of you guys back up? Yes. Have I messaged every you guys back? Yes. And I probably send you guys voice recordings and on top of that. Like, that's my point. I'm not trying to use myself as an example, but like from the beginning of beatboxing, before I even was Catastrophic Beats or anything, I always was like, dude, you got to be the best you can be. Like, to be a pro, you got to act pro now. Otherwise, I'm never going to be pro. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mindset that you guys got to have. I'm not trying to come off all aggressive, but this needs to change with the scene, and it's going to change with you guys. Like, I've already made my impact on the scene. I've already been battling. I've already been in the scene. Like, people know who Kindo is. You guys pop up one day and you get some Swiss shout out or some Beatbox International shout out that's got 3-4 million views. And I'm just going to use that as an example. Let's say they're like, who's this Yuri guy? Yuri's really good. Who's this Yuri? And let's say Yuri is like me, where he's doing nothing but being a role model. Like, that's going to influence someone else to keep it going with the beatbox community. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of you guys will tell me, oh, Kindo, you inspire me so much. Okay, do that to someone else then. That's my goal with you. Like, I want to be that guy where I make an impact on your life. Or maybe after this workshop, you're like, shit, I got to change some stuff about myself. Like, that's my goal with beatboxing. My goal with beatboxing was never to be the world champ and get all this money from beatbox battling. That never was my goal. I got into this my freshman year, 15 years old, beatboxing, because I saw some kid go walking past me in the hallway. And I was like, yo, what was that? What the hell was that? He said, what? And I was like, that is not, dude, teach me that. That's how I got into beatboxing. Like, that was my passion. So for me, like, I've known that from the start. Champ isn't even, I want to win. That's not my goal, though. So I'm not going to let my ego rise. I'm not going to let me make personal beefs because, oh, that guy beat me in overtime. No. Like, I'm going to naturally improve and get better and better. And the more I do this, the more pro I'm going to get. You know? Same thing with you guys. I hope that kind of makes sense. But, like, just keep that in mind. Like, always, it sounds silly. I'm 8 years into beatboxing. Every day I wake up and I tell them, like, if I'm going to practice right now, like, let's say I'm like, oh, day 16 of subharmonics, and I'm in the bathroom, like, doing that. My head is like, okay, you're doing this for you. Do this for you. I'm not doing it to be champ. I'm not doing it to be cool. I'm doing it because this is my art. This is my art form. This is what I love to do. This is what I've created with my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Keep that in mind with you guys too. Like, remind yourself, like, why am I doing this? Why am I here? What can I do? What do I want to do while I'm here in this community? Like, keep that in mind. And I may sound like a motivational speaker right now. I may be all like, oh, you can do this, but you really freaking can. Because with the beatbox community, we're still so new. Dougie Fresh, right? We all talk about Dougie Fresh was the first, but it's not like Dougie Fresh was born in 1860. It's only 20, 30, maybe 40 years ago, if that. Beatboxing is still so new. So keep that in mind, is that, like, it's so new. You can still change this. Like, you are literally history right now of this art form. And maybe some of you guys are like, Kindo, I just beatbox to beatbox. Some of you guys are probably like, no, Kindo, I'm trying to win this and that and win it. I get it. There's different levels to this. Either way, I don't care if you're trying to become famous with this. I don't care if you just do this as a side hobby and your real job is you're a construction worker. I don't care. All of you, and I mean each and every single one of you, have an impact on this community. And I know some of you are probably like, Kindo, bullshit. No, you want to say that I'm bullshitting? Okay, here, let me give you this. Maybe I'm more famous than you. Maybe I have more followers than you. Let me ask you something. Do you have your beatbox friends? Oh, you do, right? Did you meet beatboxers and that's your friends that you beatbox with? Oh, it is, right? Do you have beatboxers you send Snapchats to and you do, right? Me too. So you have just as much impact as I do on this community. Nothing changes just because I have a bigger name than I am the same person just like you guys. I love beatbox. I meet beatboxers while my life goes on, and it makes me so passionate because I'm like, look how this is growing. Keep that in mind with you guys too. And I'm not trying to go all off you. I know probably 80% of you guys here were like, I wasn't even at GBB, Kindo. Why is he going off? You're going to be there one day. That's why. Okay? And when you're there, I don't want you guys to be going through all this crap. Like, this right now should be history. All this that's going with 5 years from now, this shouldn't even be a problem. Like, this should get changed, but this is going to change now. If no one speaks about it and no one teaches this to you guys, you hear and I'm not trying to be rude, no disrespect to any other beatboxer because I'm posting this weekend, but everyone's like, we need the community to be stronger. What are you going to do to make that community stronger, bro? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, for me, like one little thing. I do these workshops. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to teach. I do my Tuesday tutorials. It's like, I try to do everything I can for you. Do the same thing back. I'm not saying for me. Find what you can do to help this community grow. Don't worry about yourself. You're going to grow. It's going to happen. I promise you. Look at me. I have not won any champs. Nothing. I'm not a champ of any. I'm not GBB, American champ. Nothing. Yet I have a name. Yet I make an impact. Yet everyone knows who Kindo and Catastrophic Beats is, right? Did I ever focus on myself, though? No. So you can make an impact on this community without even having to be the champ or you don't have to look that direction. There's other directions this community can grow. Okay? So I don't mean to go so off, but like, this is going to be a different workshop. Another thing I want you to do, and I know this probably sounds really silly. Look at your thumb right now. I know you're like, what? Seriously, look at your thumb. See all them little spirals on your thumb? I will never have yours and you will never have mine, and everyone else in this world will never have this. This is you. So if you ever feel like, I can't make an impact on this community, because I know this sounds silly and cheesy. This is what I do all the time. There's times where I'll be like, Kindo, you're just Kindo. Like, you're not, river level. I'm not GB. I have those moments. I look at my thumb and I'm like, hey, but you're you. Don't forget that. Like, you can make this happen. Don't worry about all what they're doing, and don't follow the trends and make your trends. Make this happen. Be you. That's what I've done. You see World of Beatbox. I'm not like, yo, guys, we're doing weekly tournaments. And I'm not dissing any discords, but this is what I'm talking about, though. It's like, don't follow the crowd. Do you. I knew I could have made a server and done battles, and I could have, and it would have popped off, and that's easy. Everyone's doing that, okay? And on top of that, not to compare, I think Beatbox community has that under control the best. So I'm like, why am I going to compete with my boy? He's got it down. He's got this half of the beatbox like covered. This half is empty. Let me figure this. And that's where workshops came in. That's where World of Beatbox came. I was doing game nights back in the day. Like, that's where all this started coming in, where I was trying to do different things with you guys. Like, same thing with you. I know it sounds so silly. Always remember you're you. You can make so much happen. Just in life, first of all. I help a lot of people. Okay, I'm not trying to sound conceited here. I help a lot of people. I teach a lot of people. Every job I've had in the past is me helping someone, okay? I've been a manager. I've been a registered behavior technician for children with autism. Every single job I've ever had is me helping people. So for me, it's like, that's kind of what I think Kindo is meant to do for this planet. Like, I'm meant to help and give back. Same thing for you guys. Like, figure out what you want to do. What makes you you? What do you want to do? And I know that sounds so silly with your thumb, but seriously, I do this all the time. I've had so many people, so many beatboxers get unmotivated. I'm not original. I'm not unique. I'll never be unique. And I'm like, what do you mean? You're already unique. You know how much guts you have to even message me? So many people don't message me and they'll hide themselves. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's little things like that. There's so many little qualities that each and every one of you guys have that if I broke every single one of you down, I could make you a list of great things about you. And I don't even like personally know all of you guys. You know what I'm saying? I've just gotten to know you through these workshops and through World of Beatbox, through WOB. you know? But it's like, I care about you guys that way for, it's like, that's how I push. You know what I'm saying? So not to go on the whole thing, but same thing with you. Like, how do you want to push this community? Everyone can reshare on a story. That's cool. I can do it too. It takes 2 seconds. I go beep, done. It's going to fix anything? No. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, maybe right now there's some of you guys who maybe I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, but maybe someone left the workshop like, I was waiting for Kindo to teach me. I don't want to hear this shit. And that's fine. That's on them. But it's like, if I choose to not speak up right now, then that's 1, 2, how many of there are you guys in here? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. There are 19 of you guys in here right now. That's 19 people that I don't know who your Beatbox friends are. I don't know what country you're even from right now. There's 19 people I can talk to, and either I'm going to help. Maybe sometimes you go, oh, okay, I learned some stuff, cool. But either way, if I choose to not speak out, like, nothing's going to change. I can reshare in my story right now, too, and be like, forget the workshop. I'll just share in my story. It's not going to change anything. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, Hershey and everyone was like, hey, P.S., like, just sharing the Swiss thing on your story doesn't help. Because it doesn't. You know what I mean? For example, if you guys are like, yo, Kindo, I got this wild card out. I really am trying to get views on this, bro. Like, I want to win Beatbox to World. I'm really trying to get... If I just share it on my story, some people might be like, oh, cool. If I actually make a post or make an announcement and I'm like, hey, guys, I need you to go it's going to catch a lot more attention. And that's just like one simple thing you can do. Now, here I am preaching to this at this workshop for you guys. Like, this is what I'm saying. You guys can make an impact, okay? It's just how you choose to do it. And maybe you're like, Kindo, I'm not pro. Do you have Beatbox friends? You do, right? Can you guys group together and make something happen? Oh, you can, right? Okay, well, there you go. Like, this is what I'm talking about. The Beatbox community just needs to grow overall. And I get it. A lot of us got into this art form. Just like I said, I didn't get into it to deal with all this I get it. I didn't get in it to win. Everyone gets into the art form for their own reason. But if you're going to like stay here, like you're going to make this part of your life and you really like this community of people, like you got to treat them like family, like you guys preach. I hear everyone talk about Beatbox family this and we're supposed to be family. And act like it then. Do it. Make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Everyone can talk. I'm talking right now. But it's like, what are you going to do about it? You know? And it's the biggest thing with this community is like, I think a lot of people are just getting into it to get into it and they just kind of ride the wave. They're just like, well, I'll go to this event. They're not going to that event like, what could happen? Who do I have to look out for? They don't think of these things. For example, a lot of you guys have probably gone to concerts and stuff, right? My friends in Vegas, they do the same. I live in Vegas. We party a lot. All my friends are the type of people to do, let's just go. I'm the person who's like, does everyone have a buddy? Does everyone have water? Does everyone have their phone? Like, I'm that guy. I'm the parent, pretty much, who makes sure that if we go and God, for some reason, we get separated for something, we're all going to be okay. You know? And like, it's kind of, I hate to be like that with the Beatbox community, but that's what we're going to have to start doing. Like, people need to really start taking precautions into how we're going into this like event and just watch out for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done that at concerts. I'm not even talking Beatbox events. I've been at concerts. I'm not kidding. There's this Mexican dude. He's jumping up. He's like, yeah, going nuts. And when his hand was doing this, he smacked this chick in front of him. Like, just smacked her. He didn't mean to, but he's just going there. Boom. And he hit her. And I grabbed. I was like, hey, man. Hey. And he turned. He's like, yo, what's up, fool? What's up? And I was like, hey, nothing. What's up, bro? You need to relax. Like, you just smacked this chick. And she's holding her face like, and he's like, no, that wasn't me. I was like, that was you, though. You need to relax. And he's like, and he felt bad. He's like, starts crazy. He's like, oh my God, what can I do to help? I was like, just chill the fuck out. Go that way. And he did. That's what I'm saying. Is it scary for me to do that? Yeah, I don't want to get into a fight. Can I fight? Yes. That's why I speak up. But at the same time, it's like, do I want to? No, because I'm probably going to go to jail. You know? A lot of you guys don't know this. My hands and feet have been registered weapons since I was 16 years old. So I can't just fight anybody that I want to. I'll go to prison real freaking quick. Okay? But I can't. Even with that, knowing that, it's like, if I see some crap going down, I'm still going to speak up. You know what I mean? I know all the things that I could get in trouble for. It's like, Kent, I know you can fight. You have registered weapons on your hands. You drop him, you're in trouble. He cuts, like you cut his eye or something, you're in more trouble. He gets a concussion, you're in prison. Well, I know this going in there. But if I see a girl getting smacked, come on. You see what I'm saying, guys? And it's the same thing with you. You may see like some shit go down and be like, it's not my problem. Or you might even be like, that guy's bigger than me. Speak up. Because you got to see it like this, okay? And hopefully this makes sense. I was thinking about this the past couple of days. If the beatbox, I know, stick with me, this is a weird one. If the beatboxers, all of us were fish, okay? I don't know, you're like, what? If all of us were fish, and that one bad beatboxer who, that shit, if he was a shark, yeah, shark's gonna eat a fish like that. You take 1,000,000 fish against one shark, though, he's done. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of a silly way to think about it, but I've really been thinking about this. I'm like, yeah, you might have that one big, scary, big name person, but you take a bunch of little people who are on the come up, and you take a mass of them, and they get him, he's done. You know, and it's kind of the same thing here, where it's like, it sounds silly, but that's what I imagine myself. Like, when I deal with these problems, I imagine like 10 of me standing there. Yeah, it's just me, but it's like, I know that I can stop this right now. You know? And it's kind of the same thing with you guys. And I know you're probably like, oh, Kindo, why are you going so off about this? I promise you, you're going to go to a beatbox event one day, and you're going to see some shit. It happens at every beatbox event. There's always some weird, sketchy, like, red flags. You'll be like, oh, that was kind of odd. But you'll just pass it by like, it's whatever. That was whatever. It's fine. I promise you, that moment that you just, it was what you just screwed up. You just screwed that up for that person. Speak up. Okay? Like, that's why so many, I'm not trying to go off on the whole thing, but that's why so many beatboxers, you don't see them in the scene anymore. Like Wobbles. A lot of people like, where's Mr. Wobbles go? That's one of the problems. He's been talking about this for years. He's been saying this is going on. No one wanted to listen to him. I heard him back in 2015 when I was at West Coast Champs, LA Battles. And I was like, what? He's like, I know. Sounds crazy, though. I'm telling you this is happening. And I was like, but like, why? He's like, people are dark. He's like, look at the real, he told me this, and I'll never forget this. He goes, let me ask you something, Kent. He goes, are there celebrities in the world that go to jail? I go, yeah. He goes, are celebrities perfect? I go, no. He goes, that's how we're seeing these beatboxers, and that needs to stop. They're not perfect just because they're celebrities in our scene. And he told me this in 2015, and I was like, yo. Like, it's a really big point. You know what I'm saying? It's true. Like, I know I'm over here, I help you guys and this and that, and I know. Does that mean that Kindo gets to go hit women? Like, no, dog. If I did that right now, y'all would be like, yo, Kindo, fuck you. Right? So what gives these other people, like, don't give them that break. Oh, he's a big name beatboxer. I saw that kind of weird thing at the event, but he's a big name. I don't even have a name. Don't do that. Speak up. Because beatboxers naturally do this. And I'm not trying to talk shit because I wasn't at GBB. I'm not trying to make an assumption, but I'm assuming this happened. A lot of you guys did go to GBB. I'm assuming that when you're at the hotel, yeah, you probably got to talk to some big name, but they kind of group off into their own group, right? Like, there's the big name people, and then there's kind of like you guys, right? Don't let that happen. And I know you're like, well, Kindo, how am I supposed to? Just be a part of the group. Just go. That's what we all had to do back in the day, just like what you guys are doing now with your beatbox friends. You know, like you probably we're on Discord or Instagram, you met your beatbox homie, and now you guys are like friends, and you guys hop on servers together, and you guys are like, yo, we should go to this champs together, right? That's pros. It's just we've grown up over all these years, have experience where now they're competing, okay? But a lot of the groups you're seeing, that's what they had to do, just like you. They had to make their group, so just go enter the group. That's what I did. Let me give you an example. 2019 American Champs. I've never been to American Champs. I've never been to any event besides LA Battles, and everyone just knows me because I was Catastrophic Beats on Swiss. I never actually really hopped online much, hung out with people, none of that shit. Okay? 2019, I show up to American Champs. I literally just forced myself into people's groups. Okay? Like, literally. I'm not kidding. Caleb, okay, CTB's here. Perfect example. I'm not kidding. I didn't make it into top 16, so I wasn't competing. I'm in the crowd, and I hear someone go, somebody's hungry, like yelling it. And I was like, that dude seems fun. So I just walked up behind him, and then I started yelling it. And then, like, CTB looks at me, and he's like, what? And we both started going off. And then, like, next thing you know, like, Inertia's next to us, Hunty comes over. Like, the group just grew. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all I did was just force myself to go over there, and just, that's all. I wasn't like, hey, CTB, like, I saw you on Instagram. I hope I can hang out with you. No, I just forced. I'm like, hey, I'm Beatbox family. I can hang out with any of these dudes that I want to. You know? Same thing for you guys. Don't give yourself that, like, nervousness or, like, that. Don't be self-conscious. Like, oh, I'm not a big name. Like, I can't. No, just go. Just go. Because two things. One, like, you're going to feel more involved in the scene. Two, like, if you see some weird crap going on, and now you're with all these big names, you can speak up. Like, hey, I'm not trying to start, but like, he keeps grabbing this girl, bro. It's kind of weird. And you're like, what? Like, we could fix that at the event right there. But no one can do that if y'all don't speak up. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that kind of makes sense. Yeah, sorry, I'm going on a whole rant here. I've been holding this in for almost a week now. It's a lot. Let me check workshop chat real quick. Sorry, I haven't even been reading your guys' stuff. Oh, jeez. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. Let's see. Sorry, I wrote down a whole list because I want to make sure I cover like everything I wanted to go over. And I don't even think I went. I don't even think I went over it like how I wanted. I just started going off on a rant. My bad. Yeah. I mean, just speak up more. Just speak up more. And like another thing too, and this may be kind of hard for you guys to do at first, and I kind of get it to a point. I kind of get it. Treat everyone equal. So what I mean is this. Like, so when it comes to like big name beatboxers and when it comes to women, what I'm seeing with this whole community right now is this. There's a lot of women that are coming out about some really dark shit. There's a lot of you who are calling them liars. And it's like, imagine it like this. And kind of another weird comparison. I hope this makes sense. You remember being in school? Like, I'm talking, it could have been elementary school, middle school, high school. I don't care. There had to be some time in your life with some other kid where you didn't do it, but you did it. And because he's told on you, now you're in trouble. But you didn't do it. I don't know. It could have been you talking in class. It could have been you stealing candy in the class. I don't care. But there had to be some time where you were like, no, I didn't do this. And because that kid was like, no, he did it. Now everyone's like, why'd you do it? Right? We've all had that moment where it's like you had to take the blame and you're like, this wasn't my fault. I didn't do that. Right? Like, you know that feeling. Think about it. Go back. Even if you were a kid and you're like, Kindo, that hadn't happened to me since second grade. Think about it. Go back to then. Do you remember how mad you got? Remember how pissed off you were? You were like, even if you were a kid. For me, it was a kid. Funny story. I remember playing Foursquare. There's a game outside. We're playing PE, and I hit the ball too hard, and it hit this kid in the chest. And he said that I hit him in the face. And I was like, no. I remember being a kid. I was like, no, I just hit it hard to hit him in the chest. And he was like, no, it hit me in the face. Oh my. And he kept holding his face like it hit him in the face. And I was like, no, it hit you in the chest. You held it like this. And he was like, no, dude. And he like started fake crying. And I got suspended from school. And I was like, yo, like, what just happened? I didn't do anything. That's what you guys are doing to these women. And I know it's a weird comparison, but they're literally going like, hey, this happened. Like, this happened. And you're like, that big name guy? Nah, cap, bullshit. Like, no, dude. These big name dudes are just like me and you. They're no different. They eat like me and you. They breathe like me and you. They speak like me and you. Hey, guess what? We're all in the same group. They even beatbox like me and you. And they shit and breathe. They do everything just like me and you do. So why in the blue hell would y'all give these guys extra room to do some crazy shit? I don't see y'all doing that with me. If I smacked a chick right now, and y'all know I fight. All of you guys know this. If I hit a chick right now, I don't think any one of you would be like, oh, Kindo, like, I get it. If I was like, oh, it was my ex-girlfriend, bro. It was baby mama problems. You would not, no. You would be like, yeah, but you hit a girl. Like, oh, it's a whole situation. You'd be like, Kindo, you hit a girl. What the fuck, dude? Like, that's how y'all would react if it was me. I'm just such a nice guy that you wouldn't expect that from me because, well, I don't do that shit. But imagine that. Like, put that in your head. Imagine if, like, I did some dark shit, but then I'm coming to you, like, with excuses. I'm like, no, it was this. I'm okay, right? No, you're not okay. You're still a fucking person at the end of the day, just like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? Keep that in mind with you guys. And I'm not saying specifically you, but there's so many. I've had beatboxers personally DM me this. They're like, these girls are capping. You're going to tell an assault victim they're capping. I should smack you up your head. Like, that's where I'm at with this whole situation with the beatbox community. I'm ready to throw hands. Legit. Like, I've put it on my Instagram story. I've told everyone. I said, if I win a wild card in the future, I am gladly willing to give up my wild card spot if you let me be security for that event. I'll roll up so deep with the squad, you got no idea. And no, that's the thing. It's like, one, I don't think I legally can do that, because to have an international event like GBB and all that, you have to have licensing and certifications. And I think if you're going to do that, you need to hire professional security. They don't have that. Very interesting to me. So that's where I'm at with this situation, where it's like, if we can't have professional security and I can't do it, they won't let me do anything about it. It comes down to you guys. It comes down to me and you. We got to be the ones to speak up. We got to act like security. Okay? And trust me, I get it. Maybe some of you guys haven't met one yet, but when you meet a female who beatboxes, I get it. It's like, whoa. I get it, because you're so used to all of us jamming and it's the boys, and you hear some girl who's like, and you're like, what? Hold on. What? I get it. Okay, I get it. There's that wow factor. I get it. It's kind of, for me, same thing. I've been in martial arts my whole life. And when, I'm in Muay Thai, I'm doing my training. I spar with a girl one day and she's elbowing the crap out of my head. And I'm like, oh my God, she's scary. Like, what? It's the same type of wow factor where you're like, oh my God, like, whoa, you're good. Doesn't mean you got to hit on them, guys. You're going to meet a lot more women in your life. Like, think about that. Okay. So another thing too is like, we're all the boys, right? Beatbox community is pretty much boys. It's a lot of boys. So like, we group up pretty easily. We all hang out and vibe pretty easily. Them girls, like, they got to make their own little girl community. And they kind of vibe with some of the guys. And with all this shit going on, they can barely trust any of us because of all this crazy crap. So like, that's what I'm saying is like, if we're at this point here and it's kind of damaged and broken, how about we all try to fix this? So like, whether you know beatbox chicks now or you meet one down the road, maybe you're 6 months into beatboxing and 2 years into beatboxing, you get a group, and in that group there's 2 girl beatboxers or what. Just treat them like the guys. Like for me, and I'm not trying to sound conceited here, you'll notice a lot of the female beatboxers, when I talk to them on DMs or if they comment on my posts or anything, you'll notice they're always like sending me hearts, or they're like, Kindo, I love you so much. They don't mean that like, ooh, he's hot, it's because I treat them literally like guys. I've had girl beatboxers be like, oh, this and this is happening. And I'm like, you should focus on school. And they're like, what do you, no. But I'm like, no, fuck a TikTok video. Focus on school. What are you doing? Like, I'm that guy. I'll be so blunt with these women because that's what they deserve. That's what they give us. That's what we give the boys. Why are we going to treat them any different? Don't. Okay? So, like, just keep that in mind, because if one of your homeboys, that's what, I don't mean to go on the whole thing, but a lot of people are saying, like, these girls are capping. If your homeboy came up to you, like, if you're freaking, I just know they're friends. If you had Remy and Yuri goes to Remy and he's like, dude, I just got jumped by 5 guys. Remy's not going to be like, bullshit, come on. No, like, that's your boy, so immediately you're just like, what? What happened? Are you good? What happened? You guys need to have that same energy with these women, dude. That's why all these women, not to sound conceited, that's why every girl loves me in the community. And I don't mean to say that all selfishly and conceited, but that's why you see how all these women are towards me. And like, or like Bass Ventura. You see all these girls love BV. Okay? Yes, he's way more handsome to me. Don't get me wrong, but BV's the same way. Me and him are so similar, and like beatbox wise, obviously we're different. But like when me and him have had our conversations and like our deep talks, like mental wise and like how we see everything, like we're so similar, which also makes sense because like look at all the women. Everyone loves BV. Not to sound conceited. Everyone loves me. Like, I have not had beef with one of you guys. And if I do, what do? I literally hit you up. I'm like, hey, what's the problem? Like, I fix it, you know? So keep that in mind. Like, same thing with you guys. You got to treat all these people exactly the same. Exactly the same, you know? And if that means that a girl comes up to you one day and goes, hey, because she's comfortable with you and goes, hey, you know, I've known you for 5 years and, you know, we're both at Midwest right now. I got to tell you, something just happened. What? Come talk to me. Like, you guys need to have that same, don't think these girls are capping just because it's a big name. I do understand your guys' point. Like I said, this whole GBB situation, this is not the only one that's happening right now. There's multiple people, big names this is happening with. I was just like you, where when I found out, I physically could not believe it. Like, 1, they're my boys. 2, they're some of my favorite just beatboxers. You know, and these people that are doing this dark shit, you have to get that out of your head. Because I did the same thing, just like you guys. I did that, like, no way that, no. There had to be some situation. I did that too. I did the same thing, just like you guys. Like, had to be a certain situation. It's just a misunderstanding. It's not. Some of these motherfuckers are really fucking dark in this beatbox community, and we got to get them the fuck out. That's literally it. And I'm just being honest with you guys. Look at celebrities in the real world. Yeah, we might we might love these rappers and hip hop artists and dance and all this stuff, but like, look, we still see them get cut. Like, look at Fetty Wap. I'm not trying to compare. I know Fetty Wap kind of fell off. He's, hasn't been too popular lately, but everyone knows who Fetty Wap is. If you listen to rap, everyone knows who Fetty Wap is. Everyone's like, that's the rapper with one eye. Like, everyone knows who That man just got caught with fentanyl and heroin. Kilos of it. Not like a little gram. Kilos of it. He's selling this shit. And what do we all know? Fentanyl's killing all these people in the world. Dark motherfucker. That's what I'm talking about. Same thing's going to happen with this beatbox community, okay? I know some of these guys got big names. I know some of them have been on the biggest stages. It doesn't validate who they are. It's just a credential of how have they performed and where. Do not mistake that. Do not forget that, please. Okay? Because if Kindo ever wins American Champs, you will never see this change. Workshops will never go away. Tuesday to I'm not changing shit. Whether I win everything or I win nothing. That's a real fucking person at the end of the day. You need people like this. So when you have those people who are manipulating girls and assaulting them, but because they're like, well, I got a big name, I can do what I want. Nah, take that motherfucker down. Take him down. So whether that means that you need to go on your Instagram and you need to speak up, and maybe you only have 50 followers and you're like, hey, I know only 30 of you guys are beatboxers, but I got to talk about this. Like, we got to be better. Do that. Okay, my workshops don't have 300, 400 of you guys. I may around 19, maybe sometimes I get lucky. I almost get 30 people. It's not like my workshops are the big, but I know that you guys are the future of this art form. I'm not trying to sound third person here. I'm not going to be here forever. I tell all of you guys this. I've said this a time and time and time again. Kindo, what is your number one passion? What's your motivation to beatbox? My motivation is you guys. Because like, for me, I'm not going to be here one day. And yeah, I'm just being honest. I'm not saying I'm suicidal or anything crazy. What I'm saying is like, I could get hit by lightning. Who knows? I could walk out, go check my mail. Boom, I get hit by a car. Who knows? I might just get sick one day. Who knows? Kindo gets cancer. Oh God, who knows? But one day I'm not going to be here where I can't fix or change or help anymore. So if that's the case, I'm going to speak out as much as I can now. Hopefully it impacts some of y'all, and then you guys go, and now you make your statement, and then you'll impact someone else. And then that person who was impacted and motivated, like, I got to do. It's a cycle. It keeps on going. Like, in my opinion, hopefully this makes sense. I consider someone like the GOAT when you can literally motivate someone to completely change them, and it keeps going. For example, and I'm sounding very conceited here. This is my life. This is all I know. I've had many beatbox students who start working with me, and by the time we're done working on their package plan, or maybe they signed up for 2 package plan, whatever, by the time we're done, they're improved, their confidence is better, they act better, they're thinking better, they're catching their mistakes, they're like doing something like, it's the case there, okay. I try to make it where it's not like, hey, thanks for my money, here's your lesson. Cool. I try to make it where it's like, no, this is how to make you a better beatboxer. Now go out into the world. Do this. You got this. And I've done this with almost every single one of my students. Some of my students I still have. They're still taking lessons. And it's like, it's just how I see it is like, I know you guys are the future. I can only do so much, and one day I'm going to be gone. A lot of you guys are younger than me. You'll still be here. A lot of you guys, how I'm talking right now, 5, 6, 7 years from now, you guys are going to be doing what I'm doing right now. Y'all are going to be preaching to other people. And I know it's going to happen. Some of you guys are going to look back and be like, dude, I'm doing what Kindo was doing. Oh my God. It's going to happen. But you have to make it happen. Okay? And same thing with me. It's like, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm I have to make it happen. I can keep all my thoughts in here, and yeah, it's keeping my mind in a twist. If I don't actually let it out, nothing's going to get fixed. Nothing's going to change. And it's kind of the same thing with you guys. Maybe you're not involved specifically with that certain woman, or maybe you don't even know the situation. Maybe you're like, Kindo, I don't even know what the hell's going on. That's fine. Okay, but think of ways that know this. There's predators in the scene. These predators are getting women, and the women they're getting are also beatboxers, which is making them quit beatboxing, which is taking away from our art form. How are you going to change that? That's really, I guess, my message on this. Okay? Which is why I'm speaking out here now. Trust me, I have many more ideas. I got to figure out who I'm talking to or who I can even handle with it. Like, if I can do security, dude, I'm going to do security for every single event. I don't think it's legally possible because of like licensing and stuff. Now, hope so. If beatbox companies are like, yo, Kindo, We want you to do security, but you need to go do this and get this exam and this state licensed. I will do it. I will do it for the community. You know what I'm saying? I love this community so much, and it just needs more protection. That's all. It's literally, it sounds like a simplistic problem. It's not, though. What's the problem with this whole thing? Like, we just need to be more secure and more protective of each other. Treat these events kind of like a festival. Like, I've been to a couple festivals. I've been to a couple raves and concerts and stuff. I don't think I've ever had one time where I didn't, like, check with everyone, like, who's with who and who's got what. You know what I mean? Even, like, simple show. This is random. Way back in the day, I went to this thing called the Blue Man Group show. It's these guys, they paint their face blue, they hit drums. It's nothing. It's not like a festival, okay? It was like me, a couple of my boys, my ex-girlfriend, like, we all went. Even then, like, I was like, who's going home with who? Like, just making sure. And I remember going into the venue, I was like, who's sitting where? Like, I'm just that person who takes those extra precautionary steps. You guys need to start doing the same thing. If you're going to GBB, and let's say you're from Italy. I know, random. But let's say you're from Italy, and you know there's a group of 20 of you guys going, and there's one girl in that group of 20, contact her and be like, hey, are you good? Do you have people to stay with? Do you have everyone's phone number in your phone already? Do you have our contact info? Like, make sure them girls are protected, okay? And, like, not to sound crazy, even the guys. Like, who knows what could happen? At this point, I'm so shocked with the community. I could see this happening to a dude. And I'm not trying to sound messed up with it, but it's very possible. I've been drugged at a party. I haven't been assaulted. I've been drugged at a party where I physically woke up, and when I woke up, the house owner was like, dude, I thought you died. And I was like, who are you? He's like, I don't know. You're at my party and you passed out. I was like, I was drinking. He's like, nah, dude. He's like, you were on pills or something. You were acting weird. Well, shit. What? That's my point. Like, this can happen to anyone. Look, I'm not trying to out him because it takes a lot of freaking power. Look at Gene. Go look at his post. If you haven't seen that, like, that broke my freaking heart, dude. Gene and Wobbles were the first two people as far as beatboxing that made me push. So to hear all that about Gene, it really broke I have a very personal connection with Gene. Like, I love that dude to freaking death, and it broke my fucking heart. Like, I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me, you know? And it's like, if that can happen then, and those were just two big guys, so much can happen in this community, man. When you guys go to events, we're roommating together. There's 4 of us to a room. Doesn't mean that all 4 people are in the room at the same time. Like, there's so many factors here. And I just think as beatboxers, we're young. I know a lot of you guys are teenagers, or you're like me where we're young in our 20s. Well, I'm 23. It's not like I'm super old. But a lot of us are young still. So I think because we're young, we're just like, oh, I just want to go into we're just getting into this art form. Now that you guys are here, now that you guys have had a taste of this art form, and now that you guys have seen the darkness that can happen, it's time to level yourself up too. And that's what I'm personally doing myself right now too. It's like, yeah, Kindo, you're a pro. How can you be more? You know? Oh, you could say you're a professional beatboxer. I get gigs. I perform. Yeah, it's cool. Like, what are you actually going to do to act professional here? How are you going to make this a professional environment? You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of things that I'm thinking of, you know? So same thing with you guys. I don't mean to go on I've been talking forever, but same thing with you guys. Just try to treat everyone more equal, you know? I know you guys have your groups. And if you guys, I hope to God, I know this sounds kind of weird because of everything happening. I really hope I get to go to GBB one day just so I can change everything. And I know you're like, oh, Kindo, you're one person. What I mean is this, kind of what I was saying earlier. I feel like a lot of the big name beatboxers group up together, and a lot of you smaller guys on the come up group up together. And then you get this weird separation at the events where it's like big names, people coming up. No one's in the middle like, yo, come here, come to our group. No one's putting everyone together. I want to be that guy to do that. Because I've told all you guys, oh, Kindo, I was at GBB. I wish you were there. If I'm there and I see C-Mad or I see Yuri or I see Remy, dude, you're part of my group now. You ain't leaving. Like, that's my point. And I don't think beatboxers are doing that at GBB. I think they find their group, they're comfy, they hang out with their boys, they get fucked up, they drink and all that. Cool, done. I don't think anyone's actually trying to unify the community at GBB. I mean, yeah, I know they did the circle jam, and maybe I'm talking out my ass. I wasn't there, so I didn't see everything. But from what I was told from you guys and what I kind of saw from like videos, it kind of seems like everything got separated. Not on purpose. It's just how beatbox events are. You know, even American Champs was like that, where everyone had their like group. I was just the one dude who would literally bounce group to group to group and just talk to everyone. You know, same thing with you guys. I think if I could ask for like a request like you guys to do any one, if you were like Kindo, one thing and I'll do it. Anything you need me to do, like just that. Start to try to figure out how you can unify everyone together more. Because if you this community right now has no communication. It does to a point. But we can see it's not the best communication because obviously stuff like this is happening where with this whole scenario that's going on, people knew about it for months. People contacted Swiss for months. Nothing happened, right? That's my point. It's like if the whole community was talking about it and then brought it, I feel like that wouldn't have happened. So keep that in mind for you guys. That's what I'm trying to work on myself too. But like, just speak out more. Speak out more. Don't feel like a weirdo. Don't feel like a snitch. Okay? Because you ain't. When it comes to shit like this, if you're like at an event and you're like, yeah, Kindo, what's up? I'm like, I just want to let you know he's wearing sunglasses, but I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to wear sunglasses on stage. I just want to let you know you're a snitch. Shut the fuck up. Okay? But I'm saying if you're seeing some girl get groped and you're like, I don't want to be a snitch. No, speak up, dude, because I'll smack you. Like, that would make it, if I met you and you were like, yo, man, I knew he was doing that. I saw this I would go off on you and be like, why didn't you say anything? I would go off. Okay? So keep that in mind. Like, same thing, like, just speak up. You're not a snitch, I promise. You're not wrong or if it's a big name and you're like, oh, I'm a small, forget that. You're a beatboxer. Just like me, just like everyone else here, just like anyone who competed at GBB, just like Paponi himself, we're all beatboxers. Don't forget that. Save your brothers, save your sisters. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've personally had it. So not to compare. I had a best friend, whole story, okay? But not to go on the whole thing, this can happen. I had a best friend. She got raped, okay? This is back in high school. I didn't know about it. She didn't tell anyone about it. Okay, I knew something was going on. Like, she was acting very weird. And everyone at our school, like, we all were in band together. So I was like, what's going on? Talk to us. And she was like, no, it's fine. It's whatever. So because of that, I was like, it's fine. It's whatever, right? She ended up killing herself. It was like one of my best friends back in the day. And then I ended up switching schools to this other school called Coronado. And I was like, I need this right now. Because it fucked my head up. Okay? But this is a good friend of mine who got assaulted. Literally, like, I could see needed to talk. But because I was like, well, I don't want to force it out of her. I don't want to be rude and dig it out of her. I shut up. And now she's gone forever. Okay? Same thing for you guys. And I know you're like, oh, Kindo, you're being a bit dramatic. No. These beatboxers are just like me and you. Not calling anyone out specifically, but do you know how many people from World of Beatbox have hit me up, not even about beatbox, but about your guys' mental health and the crazy shit you guys are going through in your life? Did I ever push any of you guys away? No. I only teach beatbox, bro. I don't want to hear about your family not supporting you. No, I don't do that to any of y'all. I help every single one of you guys out, no matter what the situation is. I've had some of you guys hit me up for beatbox problems. I've had you guys hit me up for shit like that. I've had some of you guys hit me up. What microphone is that in the shout out you're doing? I help you with anything. Okay? Same thing for you. And like I said, maybe you're in your head, you're like, well, Kindo, I'm not a big name like you. I did this before I had a name. I've been humble from the beginning. Okay? Same thing for you. Why? Because I love beatboxing. And I knew one day I was like, you're going to be big in the scene. I never told myself you're going to be champ and world this and world that. I told myself this, so you're going to be big in the scene. You're going to be big in the scene. And when you do, you're going to impact this shit, bro. Here I am and I'm trying. Okay? So same thing for you guys. You can make this happen. You guys can all get there. I believe in each and every single one of you. And I'm not even trying to sound like a motivational coach. Because if I was, I wouldn't help you guys the way I do personally, each and every single one of you. Okay? I truly believe in you guys. I'm not just like I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not just some Instagram beatboxer who's like liking all your replies. Like, yeah, thanks, cool, thanks, yeah, okay. I'm literally hitting every single one of you guys up. If not spamming you with voice record, I'm helping every single one of you because I want to see you guys grow. Okay? You need to do the same thing for the community in your way. Whether if you're like, yo, maybe we start a team of security. Maybe, who knows? Maybe you're like, I do hacking. Maybe I start maybe I hit up Swiss and let them know. Who knows what your guys' idea is? I've had people hit me up already about this whole thing about starting up security teams, starting up cybersecurity teams, so that way there's no harassment online, and if there is, you can dig into it. I've had that. I've had people talk about like professional licensing for security teams and stuff. There's a lot that people are trying to figure out right now. Same thing for you guys. I want you to just start figuring out ways. And if you have some idea, like let's say you have some really good idea, and you tell people on World of Beatbox, but maybe you need like a big name to help you out with it. You're like, oh, I need someone to post this where it'll get views. Hit me up. I'm here to help all you guys, you know? And I'm not trying to compare anything or talk for him. CTB's here. He's another pro. I promise you this, you guys, any of you, whether if it's about something or whether you just need to talk, there's a lot of pros like me and CTB. Another one I could give you is Remix. There's a lot of these big names. We're humble. We're here to help. Like we literally want to help you. And we know that like we're not going to be here forever. We got to push the community. So like just saying, don't hesitate to really reach out. You may see some of us like, oh, it's a big name. Or you might have even had this. I had this too back in the day. You might have had, well, Kindo, I did reach out to big names. They never hit me up. You're right. A lot of them don't. I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of them kind of have an ego where they're like, I'm too busy. Or they're just that busy. Maybe they have 20 gigs going on in the next 2 months and they're like, way too busy. So they just stay off social media. Okay? I'm someone where I've made it part of like my daily routine where an hour out of my day, I just check all social media. I check messages, check DM, make sure I got everyone said, check the comments and everything. I just make sure I get back to all of you and I help all you guys out. Like I literally make that part of my schedule. Okay. And I'm not saying every beatboxer does that, but I know so many like big names, if you want to say, who I hear helping out all these other people. And I also see what they're trying to do themselves. So just saying, I just wanted to clear that out. There's a lot of people in this community you can reach out to and we'll help. We're not Chris Angel. We can't read your mind. You have to speak out, you know? So I don't care. Like I said, this is my last thing. I guess I'm going to speak about it. I don't mean to go on the whole thing. Let me check. I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about. But that's pretty much all I really wanted to cover. Like just really, really, really make sure you guys are making an impact on this scene. And yeah, and just, okay, last thing from me, and then if anyone else has something to speak, I'll let them speak, but just know your time and place too. I think that's another thing that some people, as far as like the DMs and some of the sexual assault stuff that's happening like on like social media, I feel like one, yeah, we have some dark people. Two, I feel like there's people just not being smart with like their words. So what I mean is like there's a time and place for everything, right? Keep that in mind, like not to sound weird, but if you're talking to some girl beatboxer online, like this is what I'm talking about. Same thing there. Like I've had girl beatboxers send me hearts. I'll send the heart and the prayer hands back, you know, but I'll never put like hearts and kisses and you're so cute. I don't do that. You know what I mean? Same thing with you guys. Like know your time and place for everything. And I know this is a really weird comparison, but like I went to school with this another kid. Sorry, whole thing. I don't want to out his name because it's a whole thing, but went to school with this kid, and we were teenagers. We were in high school, right? So, you know, you'd see some girls walk by and be like, damn, she's thick, bro. Oh, my God, right? We had those moments. It's cool. But he'd always take it that little extra step. And I remember thinking back then, like, that's kind of weird. But at the same time, I was like, well, that's my friend, right? So it's all good. Like, I blew it off. I did that same thing I'm telling you guys not to do with the red flags thing. So I'd see some girl, I'd be like, yo. And I'd say, I can't say his name, but I'd be like, yo. He's like, what's up? And I go, dude. And he'd be like, oh my God. I'd be like, geez, bad. Oh my God, she's bad. And he'd go, I wonder what bus, do you think she rides the bus? I wonder what bus she takes. And I remember like I'd be walking and just like, all right. Thinking nothing of it, but just kind of like, that was a little odd. And he did this. He'd be like, I wonder if she works. Do you think she works? Like, I don't know. I'm like, I wonder where she works at. Like he always had these comments. And I was like, didn't think anything of it. I was like, whatever. Went to school with him. I told you guys this. So I went to my sophomore year. I switched schools. My junior year, I ended up going to another school. Okay. But I knew him till my sophomore year. And then even after that, when I switched schools, we still kept in contact. We were cool. We grabbed lunch twice. Like I was cool with this kid and I didn't do anything. I didn't stop him. I knew he had some weird red flag. I didn't do anything to stop him. And then I graduate high school 2016, 2017. There's this whole thing about this kid. And he went to a massage parlor. There was 2 Asian chicks there. One of them went home, and then he hopped the counter and he raped her. And it's like, hold on. This is the same kid I literally sat next to in band and played trombone with. Hold on. What? And it threw my head for a loop. But then I really thought about it, and I'm like, yo, if I spoke up back then and just told the school, like, he's being really kind of creepy, which I should have, I wonder if I could have stopped that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, same thing for you guys. Like, know your time and place, and just know, literally, not to sound silly, but literally know your time and place. I get it. Sometimes it's your boys, and you boys will, you have your fun bro talk, and I get it. I do the same thing. But if one of your boys literally is showing red flags, bro, don't do what I did. Don't try to give him like the pass. Like, well, that's my boy. Don't do that. Because that's like my biggest regret. I'm like, I probably could have saved that chick's life. Like, she's not dead, but like, she's traumatized for the rest of her life. It's not fun to be working and some dude comes into your work and rapes you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, God, I wish I could have done something if I just spoke up. If I just acted like a snitch and told the school, like, hey, this is being really creepy. Like, he's my friend. But we're talking about girls' butts and stuff, but he's being like creepy. Probably could have got changed. Something could have got switched a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But because all those years of him saying what he said and all this vulgar crap, I just let it go by. And everyone else who knew him, I'm assuming, just let it go by. Look what happened. We were all just, in our conversation, we were just talking about chick. His mind was physically like, this is how I'm going to get her. That's scary. Okay, so like, catch those things. Like, if you, and I remember back then in high school, I remember like walking with my backpack being like, okay. Like, thinking like, that's odd, but I didn't do anything about it. Same thing with you guys. I don't care if it's the beatbox community or just your life. If you have some homie or you see something or it's, dude, just talk about it. Like, if it's something small, like, I wanted the red pen and he took the red pen, and yeah, okay, come on. But if you see like some dude and he's got some pen and he's like, whatever, touching up on some chick, trying, whatever, yeah, speak up. Speak up, please. Or if you hear about it, you're like, oh, this girl told me that this guy, this big name beatboxer, so-and-so DM'd her and said this, this, and this. And I saw a photo, but it's, no, don't, no, speak, please. Because people like me, I'm not going to be like, why are you snitching? I'm going to take what you said, do my own research, look into this dude, and then go to whoever I got to and be like, hey, I got proof. Like, this, here's a screenshot, here's this. That's what I'm going to do to help you guys out. Okay? So if anyone's going to be a snitch, I'm probably the snitch more than you being a snitch. You know what I'm saying? You're just speaking up for what's right. I'm the one who's physically going to like go after that whoever beatboxer it is and be like, yo, this guy's doing this, here's your proof. What are we doing with this guy? You know? Same thing with you guys. Like, keep that in mind. Oh. Benny, mute your mic.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. But yeah. So just, that's kind of all I really wanted to go off about today. I didn't mean to go on, I talked for like a full hour, but just be better, guys. And I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm not saying all, but what I'm saying is like right now, you guys are the ones for like the future. It's like this happened, right? We don't want this to happen in the future. So if we don't want this to happen in the future, because think about it. Some of you guys, I'm being honest, some of you guys may hear, and I get it, okay? Because I understand. I get it. Some of you guys are hearing a lot of this go on with the community, and you're like, what the hell does this have to do with me? I did nothing wrong. I get it. Think of it this way. Yeah, you can stay back. You can stay in the back and not do anything and just shut up. That's fine. Okay, I get it. We all want it. It's easier that way, right? We don't have to do anything. That's fine. If you're going to choose that, though, when beatboxing is gone and there's no events anymore and everyone got canceled, don't come up to Kindo complaining. Because I'm telling you this right now, that's where it's going. And you might be like, oh, Kindo, you're being ridiculous. Am I? Look at the real world. Let's compare. What happens when people do this? Oh, it's that Me Too movement, right? What happens? They get canceled. So right now, what's happening? Oh, we have a Me Too beatbox. Canceled. That's what I'm talking about. We don't do anything about it. That's fine. That's on you. You don't want to do that's fine. But when there's no more GBB and there's no more shout outs and Swiss deletes their channel and now now beatboxing is like, oh, it's on you. Market yourself to the world. Oh, you wanted our help? No, we're gone. When that happens, I don't want to hear you guys complain. That's all I'm saying. Okay? So make something happen if you don't want that to go away. That's why I'm here speaking. That's why I'm doing live streams. I got a song I'm working on right now about this whole community. Like, I'm trying to push in different ways that a lot of people aren't. I don't want to just share on my freaking story and, cool. all y'all are gonna look at that and go, next. No one's gonna care. So make something or do something where people are gonna care. Okay? That's it. I don't mean to go on a whole giant thing, but I didn't want to talk about today about the allegations that's happening and, oh, we need to be a stronger community. No, it starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with you. We have to do this. Okay? And if some of you guys need help, what have I always done? I'm here to help. So don't hesitate. Don't, especially not now. Y'all have, if you've asked me for a beatbox question advice and you need help with that, I can help you with anything else in this world. Okay? You call me crazy about that, but seriously, I've had many people in this life who ask me or need help for some crazy shit, and I still get them through it. Like, I'll tell them, I'll be like, this is a storm. We're going to get through this, but this is going to be a little rough. We'll get through. But I help everyone no matter what. Okay? So if you guys, any of you, this is the last thing I'm going to say. I'm going to close it off for me personally with this, and then I'm going to let CTB talk just a little bit if he wants to. Only thing left I got to say is, if any of you guys know a victim, if you are a victim, if you know anything, I am always here. Okay? Once in a while, yes, I do get sleep. You guys know I have paradoxical insomnia. So most of the time I'm up anyways. But once in a while I'll be sleeping. So maybe I might not get back to you like right then and there. But within that day or the next day, I get back to all of you. Okay? The only time it was for a while, which you guys know, a couple months ago, I was dealing with a lot of family stuff and health-wise. So it'd take me like a week or two to get back to you guys. But everything's back to normal. Okay? Uploading's coming back. WOB jams are coming back. Game nights are coming back. There's a lot that's coming back. Like, I'm back in my zone, and I want to amp it up this time times 10 because now the community needs help. Like, really needs help. You know? So I just wanted to put that out there. Like, don't ever hesitate to hit me up. Don't ever, if you need advice, if you just need a vent, if you're like, Kindo, like, I don't even know what's going on, but like, I don't even know, I'm just freaking out about beatboxing. Dude, we can talk about that. Okay? Just because I am a pro, or just because, oh, Kindo has such a busy, he does this on YouTube and this. I don't care. Y'all are beatboxers just like me. We're musicians at the end of the day. We're here to create, right? Can't do that if everything's getting taken away from us. So, that's all, I guess, for me. I'm still trying to figure out, I know I talked for like an hour, but I'm still trying to figure out how to put everything into correct wording. It's still been a mess for me, but
you did good.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, I'm good. CTB, if you want to talk, bro, a little bit about, I don't know if you had anything you wanted to say. If not, totally all good.
This is all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep it relatively short because, y'all just heard Kindo go off for a bit, and he honestly covered a lot. I'm in agreement with everything. That goes without saying. But I just want to be a person to say that if any of you have any kind of experiences that you're going through, I am somebody that has gone through actually being on the receiving end of sexual assault when I was a child. And if you need someone to talk to, my DMs are open. And when it comes to what's the future, I want to talk about the future for a second, because I hope a lot of you know who Kid Lucky is.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't, please go do some research, because I could only say so much that could even give that man the credit that he deserves. I can't do it in the time frame that I have right now. But he received the Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2018 American Beatboxing Championships. And during his speech, he talks about men in the scene, and he said, "In those that identify as men." So if you're gonna identify, this is your responsibility too.
Huge, yeah.
We cannot be treating our women like trash. We are supposed to protect them. He would be rolling in his grave right now and just spitting anger
He'd be livid right now.
that's coming out right now.
Yeah.
Like, this dude, and right after he talks about that in that speech, he says it's our turn to lead now. It's our chance to lead now. And it's like, are we going to, in our respective communities, rather it's our smaller group of 20, 30 beatbox friends we talk to, rather it's our influence over the scene as a whole, rather it's, continental based and us focusing on our own backyards and our own countries and things like that and seeing what we can do in our own local geographic communities. It's it's on us now. The people that have been at the top, that have been running things for a long time, they fumbled the bag.
Fumbled it big.
They fumbled it. And if we actually want this to matter, then we have to do more. This art form is directly responsible for me not committing suicide at the age of 12. I can't let it turn into a cesspool.
I can't let it fail now.
I can't. Like, I really can't let it fail. And I'm still trying to figure out what I can do. But I will do something, and I hope all of you will do the same. The one thing I will urge you all to do is don't deny your own trauma. Because almost every single person that ends up being an abuser was someone that was once abused, that has been through things, that has had traumatic experiences, was born with severe neurological differences that were never addressed. And it's these issues, whether they be biological, out the womb issues, whether it's, things that are based on, trauma and experiences that have happened in their lives. A lot of people that end up hurting other people, it's because of these things that they didn't process through, they didn't heal, and they end up taking it out on their fellow man. At the very least, the one thing you can do is make sure you as a person won't become a threat. Not just for everybody else, but for your own for your own sanity. You probably would like to be a healed and whole person. Wouldn't that be nice? To not be a ball of trauma and being dictated by that. So, yeah, keep your eyes open, but always keep them on yourself. Don't be one of these people out here talking about the issue and being like, "Oh, we have to do better," da 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 da. When what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Some of y'all have some of the scariest porn habits. Yeah, I said it. And it's like, the stuff you do on the low is like, bro, y'all can't even healthily get into your own, you can't even healthily handle your own sexual urges on the low.
Facts.
Without, like, y'all can't even go more than a few days without doing certain stuff. I'm not gonna get too graphic, but you know what it is. Y'all have to work on yourselves. Period. Because you can do all the finger pointing and name calling and story sharing you want. But if you can barely control yourself, who's to say you won't become one of the people that is a part of the problem? And it doesn't have to be in the community. Just because we're talking about the community doesn't mean we're cool with y'all doing something to somebody outside the community.
Facts.
Like
I was telling y'all, if I smack a chick,
disrespect.
Y'all still would be like Kindo.
Yeah, and just on that, I'm gonna share a story And actually, this story has been completely recontextualized over because due to the events of the last couple of days. But the one of the individuals, I know it's been said in chat, so I know people at least here are aware to some extent of this. So I'm going to pick my words carefully. But there is an American individual that some stuff has come out recently, um, who I considered myself to be genuinely friends with. And one of the last times I had seen this person was at an event a few months ago, and there was a female beatboxer who I have known since like 2015. Honestly, is like a sister to me. Whenever I see her, it's just like, yo, like, what's up? I love her. And we all get back from the event, and she decided that she would ride the subway with us and come back to our Airbnb because her apartment was just a few blocks away. So it was just not, why not ride with the squad? So she rides with the squad, hangs out for a bit, but it's like 3 in the morning. So me and two other dudes were like, "Yo, you're the one telling us about all the crackheads between here and your apartment. We're gonna walk you home." It's like 3 in the morning. Like we're not just gonna let you go by yourself through these streets. We're not doing that, right? And she felt like she needed to let it be known that she doesn't hook up with beatboxers before even accepting us walking her home. Which to me and at
Shows
least all of
signs.
us at the time, that were there, the three of us, we were all like, "What? What the hell?" Like, nobody was thinking about that, you know, or so I thought, and then it comes out that one of those three people that was going to go with me, or one of those two people that was going to go with me, three total, was the American that some stuff has come out about recently. And thinking about certain things from their behavior and stuff that I just didn't think was that big of a deal. Not that I saw them doing something to someone else, but it's just like, why did certain things about your ability to be relaxed around us change once this female entered the dynamic? You know, and certain things I didn't necessarily pick up on too much at the time, and now thinking about it, it's like I like I need to call her and apologize because I don't know. I don't know if there was something that possibly happened that only she knew and I didn't know. And him being one of the people that was going to go with, us to help get her home was possibly someone involved. I don't know. I don't know. And it's just like,
See, and I would take it a step further and say that it probably is, just because the way she responded, that's not a typical. You know what I mean?
it's like I don't know because like a
She's
part of
already
me was like I
prepping,
can
thinking something's
understand
gonna
why.
happen. That's fucked up. That means that something's already
Yeah,
happened
but
to
it's
her. You know? That's
the
that
thing is,
trauma.
it's like a part of me was like, is that trauma or is that a societal shift? Because
Mm, mm,
unfortunately, I've seen that happen a lot,
mm.
where there's women that haven't actually been victimized directly in a violent way per se, that just because
Just
of
cautious.
certain things of just like say you could say like the Me Too movement and even things before then, they're just extra cautious of men, and you honestly can't really blame them.
Right.
Like no matter how like annoying it might be, if you're a dude that has no ill intentions, it's like can you really get mad at these females for being extra cautious? You can't.
You can't.
You really can't. Like and it sucks. It sucks. Like it hurt me hearing her say that and feeling like she had to say like just so you guys know I don't do anything beatboxers and all
Right.
this stuff. I'm like
You're
you're
like,
like a
that's not
big
even the
sister
point.
to me. I
Yeah.
met you when I met you when I was like what 16. Like,
Jesus.
like I'm 23 now.
Right.
Like and that like man we I don't ever want to hear that happened again. I don't want to ever hear that a female beatboxer has to feel that they have to be like hey guys, just so you know, I'm not
Silence.
letting you in my apartment to have sex with me. Like the
Yeah.
fact that they have to say that, I don't want to ever like hear that anyone felt that they had to say that again. I don't know what we have to do to get us to that point,
Just treat them like
but
the guys.
like
That's what I do.
literally, it's I don't know how I don't know why it's so hard. I don't know why it's so hard for people to just keep their hands to themselves and not see every single female at a beatbox event as someone you could possibly bust a nut to.
And like the sad thing for me is like if like it just shows that a lot of people don't care about the women in the scene. Cause like so like I went to a school I went to a school called Las Vegas Academy, and we have a lot of gay people there, lesbian, trans, we got it all. Everything. Everything. We had a guy in a chicken suit one time. I'm not kidding. Like just showed up, didn't get dress coded. You're like, okay. Like crazy school. And for me, like I think because of that maybe, but like I can just kind of tell when a girl is like not the same, like when she's not straight, and like half of
Yeah.
the women in the beatbox scene are not straight. So that's like
Oh
also
yeah.
what blows my mind is where all these guys are so fascinated with them. I'm like, dog, they don't even like us. They like what we like. Like
Yeah.
you can't even why? Like that's the thing is I think a lot of you got like not you guys specifically, but just community. Like I don't think a lot of people are like treating women like the guys, if that makes sense. Like I don't see the guys as like, ooh. I'm just like, cool, you're here. Same thing with the women. Like when I meet them now, I'm like, cool, you're here.
Yeah.
And like that's for me where
Like,
yeah, some of them okay, are they some of them cute? Sure. But like do you have to do anything just cuz someone's cute? No, cuz if that was the case, you would be a crazy dude in Walmart. You'd be seeing cute chicks everywhere going after. Don't do that.
yeah.
Don't do that.
One of my proudest moments, and it might sound weird for people. This might sound weird. One of my proudest moments, and I think it 2018 or 2017 American Champs.
Mm,
I don't remember, but it was me. There was Coldness. There was like two other dudes and a female beatboxer, and we all had to share a room for the whole weekend. Nothing happened,
nothing.
despite a bunch of people thinking that like things would happen, mostly because they didn't like the female and they wanted to cause drama more than them actually thinking anything,
Right.
bad about the dudes per se. But it's like I'm glad that I can say that, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like more females should actually be able to, if they need to, room with someone for a day or two or whatever if they need to.
Yeah, without a
But
problem.
you know how rare that's gonna happen now?
Yeah.
Come on now. And that wasn't the first time that I had to like room with a bunch of beatboxers and there was only like one or two females compared to like a
Right.
bunch of other dudes. That wasn't the first time. And
Right.
each time that it's happened, nothing has happened because we're not out here preying on people. But now, you know how many girls are gonna only want to have like purely fully female
Female
roommates
rooms.
and things like that? And think about it. They're gonna want to have purely female rooms while there's now a sharper decline in females even coming to events in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's going to be harder and harder for them to find enough women to actually room with to make it even worth it.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So it's like it's the rebuilding process is actually going to be ridiculous. People don't realize that. Like my
Hmm.
heroes, like I have no shame in saying this. I was cheering Kayla Milady on so hard in 2014 American Champs. I wanted her to beat Napalm so bad because the second I got in the scene, because I'd been beatboxing for a few years before I got in the scene, but around that year's when I got in the scene, and I was like, yo, I could already tell so many people are like hyping this guy up because of this one sound that he does, even though it is really cool. Like it's really really cool. But man, she's doing all this other stuff. I want her to win. I think she's the more well-rounded battler and all this stuff.
Hmm.
Ever since then, she's been a hero of mine, right? And it's like my relationship with Kayla and things that have happened at events and conversations we've had. It's like I love this person so much. If it wasn't for this person, I wouldn't be the beatboxer that I am today. If it wasn't for her mentor, Kid Lucky, that I mentioned earlier, her mentor, she wouldn't be who she is. There is no two-time world champion Kayla Milady without Kid Lucky.
Facts.
And the amount of people female and not, that are in the scene and have stayed in the scene because of the influence of someone like Kayla. It's like, for me, she's my OG. Even though we're not too far apart age wise, she's my OG. And it's like, with what her OG poured into her, what Kid Lucky poured into her, it's like I feel like I will be disrespecting my whole heritage in this art form. If I didn't do something, if I didn't say something, if I didn't put the work in, because like, and of course, there's things like security and all those other things that are incredibly important discussions that have to be had. But I realize a different kind of spark has gotten lit, and not just me, but a couple of other people. And I hope it's gotten lit in y'all too, because we cannot be having scum winning anymore.
Literally.
It is like like the fact that two people that have hurt my friends are champions. Three people that have hurt my friends.
Three.
Two of which
are champs.
Two of which are, they're all champs. Two of which are just from America.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't stand for that anymore. None of these people deserve the crown. I don't care. I used to not really care about winning these battles, and just cool. It was amazing when I made top 16 at American Champs 2019. Like, that was a dream. But I always thought battling was the unrefined side of beatboxing, in the sense to where it's like you could be doing so much more with it, and instead of just looking at it in the battle context. It kind of just seems like an ego fest at times to me.
Yeah.
But it's like, now there's another like kind of ego something in me that's been ignited, because I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I've battled some of these niggas that have gone on
helped some of them
assault these women, and I'm
helped
just like, I'm pissed I lost to you.
Yep.
Literally, like, I'm pissed I lost to you.
Literally saying,
like,
CTB was the judge.
It's
for
like
that
yeah, there's stuff where it's like,
it's yeah, bro.
It's just like,
yo.
It's like, this can't happen again. I can't waltz in the battles anymore, just being like, all right, I'm gonna test this out and this out, see how this is, and just kind of wing it,
No,
I would
it's
always
time
go
to
into
like
battles
smack
like
people.
with mostly freestyling, barely having any routines and whatnot. That time is done. I'm coming for next now, because I know what I've done. I know what I haven't done. I know what my intentions are. I know what my intentions aren't. I can trust that if I, at the very least, have the crown, I'm not going to spit all over it.
That's my point.
I can't trust everybody else now. I can't, and it's not just in, like, over here, it's worldwide. The amount of, there's so many things y'all don't know, that you guys don't know. There's so many things that have yet to come out. And people that are some of the most world-class level beatboxers that have influenced me, some of my heroes, people I've met, people that have judged events that I've competed in. And it's like, I refuse to let you be what the top looks like anymore. I refuse. So that's just me. And I am still talking. And if you have a problem with it, in the words of my OG, Kid Lucky, there's a mic in the stage somewhere. Because this means more than any of you can even fully comprehend, because you guys do not know just how bad this actually gets.
Yeah, this is literally your guys' future.
All of you, if you care about beatboxing, need to be grinding. You need to be better than you were yesterday every day. Because if we're in free fall right now, and we have to catch it. We have to. Are we gonna let all this stuff that's going on basically send beatboxing back into the Stone Age? Are we? If we do, it's our fault. If we do, it's because each and every one of us didn't try hard enough.
Facts. Huge facts.
That's pretty much all I have to say right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually getting like pretty emotional right now
You're good.
because this stuff it means a lot to me, and it's
Just to close this out, basically, like for me and CTB, like beatbox went from like an art form to like it got personal. Like I've talked to him about it, and like we'll probably have a podcast coming out soon talking about it. But like beatbox for me, like literally helped my mental health. Like it made me think better. It gave me an escape, so I wasn't holding everything in. And then because I wasn't holding anything, like I was like, wait, I can actually let this out. Like it taught me, personally me, like so much. And I'm not gonna speak on CTB's behalf, but like you just heard him. He said it literally saved his life. So like that's why me and him are so about this, because it's like this art form has. Maybe you guys are only a year or two, maybe 3 in or so. I get it. But like I promise you guys, you stick with this art form. There's so much it teaches you and how it molds you. Like there's so much you can learn from it, you know? So like now you have these big name people and like it's slowly taking away from the scene. That's why we're so passionate about this. Like same thing with you guys, just like kind of what I was saying at the very beginning, right? Why did you get into this? Think about that. I think about that every single morning when I wake up. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm not kidding. Even random, my boy, I just noticed, my boy Mac is in here. Sublime Mac, if you guys see him. He's the one, he's my producer friend. You guys see him, Producer Mac? That's him. He's known me since high school. And I told him back then, like when I first met him, I was like, bro, I'm trying to get big with beatboxing. I'm going to be huge. I'm going to get on Swiss beatbox. Like, I said all this shit. Like, my passion has been, like, that's been my passion from the beginning is beatbox. You know what I'm saying? It's like for me, like even from high school back then to now, like I still wake up and I'm like, what am I going to do with this today? What do I want to do? Why am I here? And it's like, it sounds kind of motivational and kind of motivational coach sounding, but just try that one morning. I want you guys to try that. Just wake up. Like, what can I do with beatbox today? Or what do I want to do today? And like, I guarantee you're going to have a whole list of things. You'll be like, I want to do this. And if I do this, it means I got to do this and I got to practice it. You can make you guys can push this and turn it into your life. I literally have, you know, and if you don't believe me, like my boy, and again, but he lives in Vegas with me, like Mac, he's seen me go from Jamba Juice to becoming like working with children with autism to like, I literally have my own business now and I teach all of you. I just teach all day. That's all I do, you know? So it's like, when I tell you guys, like if you really love beatboxing that much, you can turn it into your life. You got to grind for this though. Same thing with this community. Picture that. Like if you want this to stay, you want to go to GBB one day, or you want a Swiss shot, like you got to grind this for the community, if that makes sense. Like now it's your guys' time. And no one's going to tell you that. I don't mean to sound rude. Swiss isn't going to say that. Swiss isn't going to go like, no offense, I'm not trying to start beef, but Swiss is not going to be like, I need your help. They're not going to do that. They're just going to come out with their video and be like, we don't put up with sexual assault. We're going to start looking into it. They're going to do exactly what they did the first time 2 years ago. It's the same thing. Did anything change? We're here again, right? We're here again. And I'm not trying to call Swiss out. I know they've done a lot for us, but it's like, make something happen. And if they're not going to be the ones to make something happen, and guess who it relies down to? Well, if there's not Swiss, who else is there? There's us. You know? Beatbox International. It's probably the closest thing to Swiss, like subscription-wise. You know what I mean? Like how many there are. But even then, it's like, it all comes down to us. It all comes down to us, guys. So even if you don't, I'm going to close it out with this. Last thing. I'm rambling again. I want to keep going. Last thing is just, even if you don't know what's happening right now, even if you literally, like, I don't know who it is, who it's about, that's fine. Just know that your community right now needs you to speak out. That's it. I don't need you to go fight everybody and kill people in the world. I don't need that. I don't need you to DM everyone and go after the predators, and I don't need that. I just need y'all to just make this community what you want it to be. That's it. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. But to make that happen, it's on you. I promise you right now, and I'm not saying this as an asshole. I'm just being blunt with you guys because you know this. I'm not going to powder your guys' asses. I never have. I've always been blunt, and I'm always truthful because I love you guys. I'm going to hit you with the truth. Sometimes truth hurts. Swiss isn't going to fix this. Any other big beatbox organization isn't going to fix this. It comes down to the people in the community that need to make that change happen. Then those big organizations can go, okay, they clearly need this change. We need to work on this now. But right now, they're going to handle everything their way. And what happened the first time they handled it their way? Well, we had this happen 2 years ago. And here we are again, have this same exact situation. Okay? So, it comes down to us. I'm not just throwing that down to you guys. It comes down to me too. Kind of like what CTB said. I'm also myself still taking all this in. There's still, as we're speaking, there's still more that's coming out. And it's like, bro, like, can we take a sec to breathe? And we can't. So I'm trying to do as much as I can too, just like everyone else in this community right now. But don't let this be like a week thing. Don't let it be like 1 week we're all here, and then next week, it's over. We're all good. No. Don't do that. Don't let this be like a hype thing. Don't let it be like I don't know what you'd call it. Don't let it be like the trend for like a week. Like, make this a movement. Make this happen. And if I can help any of you guys, final thing, that's it. If I can help any of you guys, if you have some idea, you need help, you're a victim of anything, hit me up. Okay? Because like I said, I've had some of you guys hit me up for beatbox help. I've had some of you guys hit me up with the stuff you're going on, dealing with your life and how you're like, yo, I'm about to quit. I'm done with everything. I've helped all of you with anything and everything. Okay? So I'm always here if any of you guys need to reach out, or if you guys need to, like I was telling her, if you guys need to snitch. If you saw something and you're like, oh God, I don't know who to talk to. Talk to me about it. Tell me, yo, Kindo, I was at the tournament. You know, I was talking to this guy and he started showing me photos of this girl and I don't know what's going on. Like, tell me that shit. Because I ain't going to put your name out there. I ain't going to be, oh, CTB told me. No, I'm going to go to that community or that organization and be like, yeah, I need to talk to you guys about something. I got some shit I got to show you. How are we going to handle this? I'm not even going to bring your name up. Okay? So I can, just from me and from my heart, I can say that on my end. Okay? Any of you guys need help, any of you guys need to talk about something, any of you guys need anything, hit me up. I'll help you, and I won't even use your name. I will handle it for you. That's how much I love this fucking community. I love you guys so much. Okay? So, same thing with you guys. Just start speaking out, start recognizing, realizing those creepy fucking people, and speak about it. You're not wrong for that. I don't care if they're I know this isn't a thing, but I don't care if someone was 20-time world champ. They're still wrong at the end of the day if that's what they're doing. They're still human. Okay? Nothing changes. Like I said at the very beginning of this whole workshop, me and you are just like them big names. We breathe like them. We eat just like them. We sleep just like them. We take a shit just like them. We beatbox just like them. Nothing's different. So do not give them that benefit of the doubt. Oh, he's a big name. Oh, he's a champ. But no. Because like I said from the very beginning, y'all know I train. If a video came out of Kindo smacking some chick, and I go, well, she's not even a beatboxer, you guys would be pissed. And if I went, well, I'm the champ, you guys would be pissed. And if I said, well, I teach you guys workshops, it's okay, you guys would be pissed. Right? So no difference for any of these other guys. You see that shit, you hear about it, even if you hear about it, like I heard this weird rumor, let me tell Kindo, tell me. I ain't going to just go around and snitch, but at least I know now. Keep it in my head. So when I see that person, I'm just like, just keep it in my head, you know? And maybe I catch something and I'm like, I see what they're saying. You never know who you could help and who you could fix. You just got to speak up, okay? That's all I got to say. That's the last thing. So, thank you guys for this workshop. Me and CTB are, like I said, a little fun fact for you. I'll spoil it for you guys. We're going to be trying to make a podcast. I don't think there's really a beatbox podcast. And we want to make it about, like, beatboxing. And just kind of like general stuff too. Kind of like, for example, we're talking about like beatboxing with mental health and stuff. There's a lot that's going to come on. So hopefully we can get that running by next week. I'm already kind of working on it, but I'm pretty sure we'll have that up and coming soon. And who knows, maybe by then our thoughts will be a little bit more cleared out and we can speak about this more. But for now, that's all I have to say for you guys. I really want this community to be better, and it starts with us. You know, we can't keep depending on these big names or big companies, or we can't just keep waiting around either. So that's all. I think that's all I really had to say. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, CTB, for saying everything that he had to say. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today.
No problem, man.
That's pretty much it. I know you guys, so this one's a little different. I know usually I go over questions and stuff, and I know. If you guys have anything like questions, some of this stuff I can't talk about, okay? So if you hit me up like, Kindo, what's going on? I can't tell you. I just can't. And I know you're going to be like, oh, well, I need to know the detail. You don't. You don't. Like, the people who know about this are like personally involved. Not that we did anything, but like the person who did it, like I'm tight with. A lot of us were tight with. Multiple of all these fucking predators coming out, we're tight with. You know? So, well, that's when I tell you it's personal for me, like if you ask me questions as far as like what's going on, I'm not going to really talk about it. If it's a beatbox question, like maybe you showed up to the workshop today and you're like, oh shit, Kindo, I want to learn how to fix my inward bass. Hit me up. Just DM me on Instagram or Facebook, Discord. I will help you guys today. I'm free today. I'm just working on this song later today with my boy Mac. I told you guys I'm making a song about the community. I'll be posting that on Friday or Saturday. But yeah, so if you guys have any actual like questions, you need like beatbox help. I'm sorry, today was not a beatbox like workshop where I was teaching you technique and this, and I'm sorry. But if you guys have those questions, I'll still help you out. Just personally message me and I got you, okay? For now, I feel like today was very heavy. I feel like I threw a lot at you guys. Sorry, I yelled a couple times. This is a lot for me I've been holding this in for days now, and I think I got 2 hours of sleep in the last 4 days. I'm not kidding. Like, I have barely been sleeping. It's just been messing with my head a lot. So, we'll end it here, and let's just all go have a jam. If you guys are down for that, we can all go jam for sure. But yeah.
Hey, Kindo, got a question.
Thank you guys for today.